So this is the safety gate, and essentially this is not anything that lights up. This is something that changes with pressure. If you change the pressure and this isn't deep enough in, the little latch, you have to like push this forward and then push this up in order for the gate to swing. And once there's no pressure in the slot, it turns red. So that's how this works. And you have to push this forward, hard to do with one hand, and squeeze the bottom to close it. I'm 5'2" and have a 27-inch what do you call that? Yeah, inseam, there's the word. And I can step over this with a little difficulty, and I am 50. So, it's keeping out this little tiny dog that weighs 8 pounds, and there's another one around here that's just like her, but she weighs 12 pounds. So, not a lot of pressure is going to come on this. I can tug it, and it's not going to move a lot, but I can tap it and it will slide. So I don't recommend this for children. I don't recommend it for dogs that are over maybe 15 pounds. I don't recommend it for the top of stairs, because if you're off balance and you are using it for support, it will slide out of place with just these, which are not made out of rubber. These are made out of a hard plastic. I really don't see them as something that, I really don't understand why they're used, to be honest with you, as something to secure a gate. I would think something more sticky. I mean, they're a little bit soft, but they're see how my fingernail can go into it, but they're firm. They're not sticking to this woodwork. And this is an old house, and this is a high gloss paint. So someone said that it needs to be perfectly square to work. And as you can see, the door frame in my house is not perfectly square, because this house is has shifted a lot. There's actually a huge crack in the ceiling. So it's, it's big at the top, it's little at the bottom, it's sort of square, but not really. Sort of square there, and it works fine. At the bottom, it has these little switches here that you can put down, and that'll keep it from moving at all. Or you can put this one so it'll only open in that direction and stop when it comes to this back to here. Or you can have it like this, and it will, I can't push through this way, but it can open towards me, which is good if you're using these for pets. If you want, your pet to not squeeze by you and you only want it to open in a certain direction. Like I said, something that's small like this one is this would be good for, but not for much else. That's my, she could jump on it, and then it's pretty wide. I mean, my 4 fingers can fit through it. I can fit my hand through it. That dog would not be able to fit through it. This will fit in an old house where the frames are just about 29 inches apart. It will fit in and work. It comes with pieces to make it bigger, but it comes with 2 extra bars and pieces that you could put on either side to fill in the distance around the gate, I think, whatever the measurements it says it fits up to. But I needed something very, very small, and this worked. So the hinge is plastic. It swings in both directions. How you get it to tighten is by just, these things slide in and out. How you tighten it is by turning this little triangular thing against this plastic, and it pushes this other piece out. Very easy to install. Took me, I'd say, without even reading the directions, it took me I'd say 20 minutes to get it squared up. So I hope this helps you. I think it'll last if you're careful, you know, every time that you use it, that you're really careful and you're not in a hurry, and you press this, which has a really tough spring on it, a really tough spring. It's not easy to hold that. I have arthritis, so that's the only thing I don't like, is how hard this is to push with my thumb, because I have some really bad arthritis in my wrist. It's like a growth. So that is, if you're older and this is an issue for you, I don't know if there's a way to deactivate that spring on top and have just the latch. See, I'm going to have to stand up and do it with my other hand, like two hands. So I hope this is helpful for you, because these are the flaws that I see with it, is that this is very difficult to push with one thumb. And see, it goes back to green when the pressure is just right. That's that.
So here are the safety gates. Here's one and here's another. I live in a split level, and so these work really well. There's no need to drill in the wall. These are sticky and they use tension, which is awesome. They can lock one way. So let's say I didn't want it to open this way, you can lock it, and only this way. Let's say I didn't want it to open at all, you can lock it, like, and it will never open. And then me and my husband just keep it on both ways. We unlock it like that, and so we can swing it either way, which is very nice. There's a two-step with color too, so you push this in and then you pull the trigger down here, and then that's how you open it, and then you can see that it's red. And to shut it, you don't need to push anything. It just locks and then the color changes. So overall, they work really well. And here's the other one. The directions recommend doing them on a wall, but we did do it on this railing because we have kids, and you can't drill into that metal railing. So it's been working so far well for us, and it's been up for probably 3 months.
When you remove it, just make sure to be careful that you hold down the body inside really well, because this will fall out instantly, that's fine, but if you let go of this part accidentally, the whole spring will come out and it'll make it more of a pain to put it back together. So just be careful that you control it really well when you take it apart. But it works really well without the safety lock. Like, it's makes life way easier. You can just
So this green shows that it is locked. And you push in here and you push here and it opens. This is how it swings. And it just stays open. Push it. And you can adjust if you want it to only open one way. So this makes it so it can only open this way and it won't open that way because it's stopped down here. Showing these bumpers close up.
And I'm that limb. I want a little dance. I want a little dance. Little dance. Little dance. That's your evidence. That's your evidence, Steve. Not the mess on the limb and the limb on the tree and